Hi everyone, it's Kelly Page, Certified Transformational Health and Nutrition Coach. And today I'm talking about stress and eating, and stress and overeating and how it can lead to weight gain. Now, the last few months have been a little stressful, and we're not always on our best behavior when we're stressed. We can look for comfort in food and drink, and sometimes we can find a little bit of solace, but sometimes it can lead to weight gain. And I want to explain the correlation between stress and weight gain. So here's what happens when you're stressed. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol, which is our stress hormone, and adrenaline. It amps you up. It gets you ready to fight, which is actually helpful. If you're running from the bear, you want to have a lot of energy to go and run. Except we might just be pissed at the news and not have a bear. But your body doesn't know what kind of stress you're experiencing. It doesn't differentiate between mental and physical stress. It just feels stress, and then it gets you ready for battle. Any kind of stress, emotional or otherwise, can cause that cortisol and adrenaline to flood the system. And when the perceived stress disappears, our adrenaline levels drop, which is great, but our cortisol can remain high. Guess what cortisol does for your appetite? It stimulates it. So let's connect the dots. Lots of stress leads to lots of cortisol in the body, which leads you wanting to eat a lot. You crave more, eat more, and gain more weight. It's a vicious cycle. And then there's your metabolism. A 2015 study found that when you're stressed, your metabolism is slower, so you burn fewer calories. The study showed that if a person experienced one or more stressful situations the day prior, they burned 104 fewer calories, which may not sound like a lot, but that can add up to 11 pounds a year just by being stressed. Here's another kicker. When you start eating with all of that cortisol floating around your body, extra weight usually ends up sitting right around your middle. It can get stored there as visceral fat. So stress increases your cortisol, which then stimulates your appetite, causes you to eat more, and can cause you to gain weight. Guess what you're overeating? Sadly, it's not a surplus of greens. You often crave fat and sugar when you're stressed because your body wants that quick hit of energy. And sometimes it's something more emotional that you crave. Your stress eating may be caused by unhappiness at your job or dissatisfaction with your relationship or everything that's been going on the last few months. So you're looking to fill a void. So you turn to food to begin the emotional eating. The thing is that fat and sugar, they only give you a temporary high. You get super excited and you go and you eat it and you have this bliss for a second. And hey, I'm all about bliss for a second and it's not all bad. But after your body processes everything, you get a crash. And then that can lead to more cravings for the same. So what's the solution? The solution is to reduce your stress. You reduce your stress so you can lower your cortisol, which lowers that urge to eat and leads to weight loss. All right, reducing stress. I know it's easier said than done. Telling someone to just stop stressing out isn't helpful. I know, I've been told it doesn't work. So here are some of the practices I like to do when I'm stressed out and feeling like I'm wanting to eat. I'm a huge fan of meditation. You all know I'm a meditation teacher, so I really like to combine my meditation practices with eating practices. And I know they might seem like two totally different things, but they're not. In meditation, here's what you're doing. You are resting your attention on a single point of focus. And I like to use my breath quite often. So I'm resting my attention on my breath. So here's what happened. I'm breathing. Oh, yeah, what should I have for dinner? Nope, coming back to my breath. oh, what was that thing that person said? Nope, coming back to my breath. So when you're meditating, you are still thinking, thoughts don't go away, but you just learn to bring the comeback muscle in. You learn like, oh, no, I'm meditating now. Oh, I'm not gonna think about dinner, I'm meditating now. So you can apply this muscle of, I'm not gonna get engaged with these thoughts that I'm having. The muscle of bringing it back to your breath is one that applies to everything. You know that urge, someone just said something that pissed you off, and you might have a quick reaction to yell at them, or maybe you just want to go to the refrigerator because you just heard the most horrible news. So what we do when we learn to meditate is we learn to control those reactions. We're like, oh, wait, let me just take a beat. It creates a pause in your life. It creates a moment where you're like, oh, let's really see what's going on here. Oh yeah, I'm stressed, I'm a little pissed, but I'm really not hungry. It's really not going to solve the problem. So that's why I like meditation. I love to use meditation in my coaching for emotional eating because it really helps develop this muscle of kind of a focus of bringing yourself back, and then allows you to make more mindful decisions on everything in your life. Meditation, love it. All right, another way to reduce stress is to move your body. I know that sounds really simple, but that angst can actually get stored in your body, so you need to move it. You need to move it, you need to release it, and it doesn't mean you have to go run a marathon. It can mean doing a walk. You can jump up and down. I love jumping. You can do jumping jacks, you can dance, but just physically you are gonna move some of that tension in your body. It's huge. Getting out in nature, great stress reducer. Just being around big trees near the ocean, it just makes me feel, smaller, and maybe the things I was thinking about aren't that important. And it might also just help you skip a beat if you were really thinking you were hungry and gonna reach for a pie. Like, you're gonna take a walk and see if I'm still hungry when I get back. Call a friend. Again, you just need something to kind of get you out of the space. Helping people can be a good stress reducer too, because it helps you stop thinking about yourself. And then I also believe you just need to feel what you feel. The more you push it away, it's gonna find you. It's gonna come back. So feel what you feel so you can move through it. When we push things away, they come back, and sometimes they come back in many different ways, and one of them can be eating. So feel your emotions. I love yoga for stress reduction because it's great mind, body, it connects the two. It really puts you inside so you're not as stressed. Just breathing. Sometimes when we're stressed, we just hold our breath. You can feel it. For me, it lives up top my chest. When I breathe, I can release it and be in my body more. Drink water. Sometimes when we're hungry or stressed, we think we want to reach for food, but maybe we're just dehydrated. So drink some water. Make sure you eat balanced meals. You want to make sure you have healthy fat, fiber, and protein at each of your meals. It's really important because that satiates you, it nourishes you, and you don't feel like you need anything else to eat afterwards. When you are perfectly nourishing your body, you don't need anything extra. And so many of us kind of snacky here and there, and they're not complete meals, so they lead us to eating and eating and eating all day long. Another really important thing to reduce stress is to identify our triggers. And this can be the news, this can be people, certain places, memories. Once we identify our triggers, we can just even say, oh, that's a trigger. Every time I watch the news, I go directly to the refrigerator. So knowing those are so important so you can start making change. And all of this, I know it's a lot. Who knew that just being stressed out can lead to weight gain? But this is what I work with when I work with people one-on-one in my health coaching. And I am now opening up a few slots for this summer because I know it's been really stressful. And I know people have been eating their feelings. I've done my share of those. But I'm kind of coming to the place now where I'm feeling empowered and ready to take over my body and say, I'm not gonna let the refrigerator dictate how I feel. So if you need help identifying your triggers, your stress points, maybe you're not eating the balanced meal, maybe you're lagging on having a complete meal with that fat, fiber, and protein. Maybe you need help with your stressors, or maybe you're just feeling blah from all of the last few weeks and months and need some help resetting and feeling lighter and stronger and just empowered. Because I hate to say it, but this thing is going to go on for a while. And how are you going to go the distance? Maybe you have made some less than savory choices in your meals. I know I have, but I also just recently made the decision that I don't feel as good. I feel heavier in my body. Yes, I have gained some weight, but I've made this decision that I'm going to start back how I used to eat, my regular habits. And honestly, that is making me feel better because I feel like I'm taking control again. I'm not letting the world control what's going on. And that can be really hard to do on your own. So if you need some accountability, a roadmap, recipes on how you can help reduce some weight in your mind and body, reach out to me. I'd love to be your guide. I have a great 6-week one-on-one coaching program. I have slots available now. There are more details in the link below, or you feel free to DM me. And there's also more details in this link about how stress can cause weight gain. So try and reduce your stress so you can try and drop that cortisol, so you can try and reduce your eating and weight gain. So I hope everyone has a happy and a healthy day. Bye.